Well, it's late July and soybean prices are in the middle of a weather market. That's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage market movement. This week we'll cover weather, crop conditions, and more. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the soybean market. We're in late July here, and this soybean market is exceptionally volatile. Let's take a look at the latest crop condition updates from the USDA. The USDA came out here on Monday this week and pegged nationwide good to excellent for beans 66%. That's up a point from last week, but it's still 2 points behind last year. Now, we did see some improvement in Iowa, Illinois, and Nebraska, but we saw some significant deterioration up in the northern plains in North Dakota and South Dakota. Let's take a look at the aggregate crop condition index for beans here. Notice that it's improved for the second consecutive weeks, but look at going forward between now and harvest. There have been years where that index continues to improve, notably in 2020, but also been years where that index has declined, particularly in 2022. That's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement and avoid price prediction. Let's take a look at crop progress here. Soybean setting pods are up to 32%. That's one of the quickest pace we've seen in recent years here. And over the next 2 weeks, U.S. soybean setting pods on average increase about 31% from July 19th through August 2nd. So if we're looking by the first part of August, roughly 2/3 of the beans will be setting pods. As always, that makes August weather critical. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're starting out here looking at weather on the rainfall side this week. Looking at that eastern corn belt, it looks like it's going to be dry, particularly starting Friday through Sunday. Now looking at temperatures, look at this divergence in temperatures. Very hot in the west. As we move east, parts of Illinois are going to be close to normal, but as we move into the eastern corn belt, it's going to be cool. So quite a divergence, and that's highlighted as we look at our final slide here by contrasting temperature forecasts. The slide on your left as a viewer is courtesy of the European model. Notice a little bit warm in the west, kind of normal in the east. But look at that GFS model on the right, on your right. Very hot in the west, but cool across Illinois and cool across the eastern belt. So this is what makes a weather market, uncertainty about the forecast. Let's take a look at now total precip over the next 2 weeks. Now we're looking at most of the Midwest here is going to be a bit on the dry side. Now we don't make a bean crop in the last week in July, but it'll be critical to see if this drying trend continues as we move into that critical pod set and pod fill stage in August. Let's move on now and take a look at the latest export trends. Now, as we move into the last month of the marketing year, exports are down 17% from last year. If we break out China here, we're looking at a number that's well below the last 5 years. But China continues to buy U.S. beans, primarily new crop. Buying trends remain a key wild card ahead of President Xi Jinping's visit in September. Given this uncertainty, it remains critical to manage market positions and avoid price prediction. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in November beans. And November beans, as we tape here on Tuesday, have rebounded. They're all the way up to $12.25 a bushel. Notice from this point forward into harvest, there have been years where the market continues to rally, 2022 for example, but there's also years where the market has deteriorated significantly from this point forward, 2014 for example. That's why it's critical that you continue to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor moving forward. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 309-664-2300. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss an update. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.